Hi, Tammy Wilgenbush here, bringing you today a video on making Halloween cards. Hard to believe it's September already, so Halloween is just a little month and a half away. And so the video you're going to see, I did a triple sheet wonder, I guess you'd call it. So basically 3 sheets of designer series paper. Made 6 very cute Halloween cards, and I wanted to do a little introduction. Had some problems with the audio on it, so I'm going to be doing a voiceover, so may not sync up exactly, but bear with me. I'll be able to show you how I made these 6 very simple, cute cards, and that you'll be able to make too. So let's get stamping. So these are the 3 cards we're going to be, or 3 of the 6 cards we're going to be making today. And these are the other 3, and they're very simple. You'll be able to see limited cutting with the paper, and we can make these cute 6 cards. So the stamp set that we're using today is from the mini catalog from this fall that was delivered in August, and we're going to be using this Frightfully Cute stamp set that has stamps with matching dies. And here's the stamps. You can see they have very cute sentiments and the cute little spider. I love the spider and the witch. They're my favorite, but really adorable. And then we also have the matching dies that has some cutout dies for the sentiments as well as the cute web, which is adorable. And here's the paper we're going to be using, also from the mini catalog. It's the Cute Halloween. We're using the gingham ribbon and the sequence stars as well, and this black glitter paper, which I used for the spider webs, which is just so adorable. It looks so cool. You can just really see the glimmer. And I also printed off one of the witch's hat, which I thought was really cute. So that black glitter paper is adorable. So these are the 3 pieces that I'm using. They're double-sided. And so you can mix and match what you want. I kind of use the more generic colors for this one. So these sides here. And if you look at that paper, the one with the skull, or yeah, the skulls and bats, you can see that it has a slight purple hue to it. And it was white, just like the stripe paper. But what I did, and I got this idea from someone else, is I took some Highland Heather ink and one of our wonderful blending brushes. And if you just dab the brush in the ink, you can kind of go over the paper, and it gave it that really pretty purple hue. And it really looked nice with that one. You could do it with others, but this, I really liked it with this set here, and just gives it a nice little extra spot of color. So again, these are the sizes that I'm using, and I'm just trying to figure out which way is up, kind of how I want them, because that'll be very how we cut. And I do have a template for cutting that I will post in the link. And again, it's really very simple. So we're just going to take this paper and cut off the very bottom 1/4 inch. So we're going to get our paper cutter out. And again, you want to figure out which direction you want it go, because we want to cut off the bottom of it. So I cut all 3 pieces at once, and basically, again, you noted I rotated it, and then I'm putting it in there, and I'm lining it up at basically the 5.5 inch. Since this is a 6-inch piece of paper, I mark it up at 5.5 inches, and that'll cut off the bottom 1/2 inch. And this will be the only waste really that you have, although you could use it for the inside of the cards if you want, and then it wouldn't be wasted. I didn't end up doing that. I stamped instead, but you could. So then you're going to rotate the paper back again to where it's the regular up and down way that you want. And we're only going to do 1 cut. We're going to cut at basically 3 3/4 inches. So you can see I'm measuring it up there. So basically you're going to be left with 3 3 3/4 by 5.5 inch sheets of paper, and 3 2 1/4 by 5.5 inch strips. So these are the papers that we're going to be using for the 6 different cards. And basically each piece makes 1 card. And then we're done cutting. So that was all the cutting. So very super easy. And I'm going to start first with our 3 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch strips. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to do kind of a rip and flip technique, or rip and mix and match, as I say. So we're going to take each piece and we're going to just rip it kind of towards the bottom, just to, under halfway, but leave a fair amount of the bottom there, so that you can see how it will overlap. And that's because, we don't want it the full 5 1/2 inches of the paper. But by ripping it and then overlapping, you're going to get it so that it fits nicely with nice margins all the way around on the front of the card. So there we go again. We're doing our 3rd one. And so here we're going to take these, and like I said, we're going to kind of mix and match how you want them. Again, I was just trying to figure out which way I wanted and how I wanted everything there, to get it just right so that it kind of, I don't know, it just looked the best for me. And again, you could flip the paper over and use the opposite side. For this, I didn't. I kind of liked the more neutral colors of these 3 papers that I was using. So now I'm just figuring out which one I want to do, and I just used black regular card bases that are standard 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I had several that opened up like that, which is basically an 8 1/2 by 11 sheet of paper cut in half, so you have an 4 1/2 by 11 sheets of paper. And then I have a couple that are just going to be the standard card base. And then the mats that we use are also very simple, because there's just 6 mats, 3 that are 4 by 5 1/4 there. That'll be for kind of the ones that are ripped and you're going to mix and match. And then 3 for the strips that are 2 1/2 by 5 1/2. Really those are the only 3 mats again. So it's real easy. These 6 cards are just real easy. There's not a lot of complicated measuring and figuring things out and putting things together. It's just really nice and simple. So basically these cards, we just figure out which way we want to go. And we just simply are going to mount them then on these 3 mats. And I noticed after I was filming, when I got it set up, it looked that all of it was in the frame, and I know this is going to cut off the bottom half of a lot of this, so I do apologize. I will get better at videoing, figuring all this out. So here I am just adhering it, going super fast, so that you don't have to sit there and watch me adhere all the paper. But again, that's what makes these so quick, is you can just do all 3 of these really quick and easy, one right after another, and then we have the bases, and then we just get to start decorating however you want. And for this one, I obviously tied the ribbon down there, and works really well. I really like this gingham ribbon. It ties really nicely. And a couple quick tips that I've learned from watching others is, number 1, if you cut it when it's on the spool, you don't have a lot of waste. And then if you tie the ribbon upside down, that you might have seen, then it ties better. And here I am doing that technique of coloring with the brush, that happy Halloween sentiment. And you can see that I'm adding in some spiders there. So basically then we're just going to layer that Happy Halloween onto the little die that has the spider. And I'm using fine tip glue for the web, and that is a silicone sheet, which is really nice because the glue doesn't stick there. So I used that for the webs, and then I'm going to use some dimensionals to adhere the sentiment and the cute little spiders. I'm using mini dimensionals here. I just love those spiders. They are just adorable. And now I'm just going to adhere this onto the paper. And there we have our first card. And you can see where I added the white on the inside. I didn't take the time for this video to do the white, just because I didn't want to, well, take the time. So here I am tying another bow, and you know, again, the nice thing about, even though you have this simple layout with the mats that are all the same, you can see here that I'm going to have 3 distinct little layouts here. So the first one, I put the bow kind of around where the pieces meet. This one, I'm doing it vertically, and then gonna pop up the little sentiment down kind of on the bottom right. And that's all there is to that one. So again, really nice and simple. And I use the green glue a lot because it gives you wiggle room when you're putting them together. And again, you can see the inside there where I decorated with the Happy Halloween to You and the witch. And I did go back and do that for all of these. So this one, I am using the Which Way to Candy sentiment. And instead of the witch for this one, I wanted to use that little cute hat that I printed out because I really liked the glitter. And I actually got the glitter paper after I made those original cards. So, and this was a cool technique that somebody had shown me with the ribbon, where you can kind of layer it. Now, some people just kind of layered it and then taped it on. You can see that I actually used some Stampin' Plus, because I wanted something sticky that I could kind of stick the ribbon to help it stay better. So that's what I did there. But it's a really cute technique. And then I did tape it on after, you can see. So now I'm just adding some of those cute little sequins. And then I'm just going to adhere the card to the front there. So very cute. These cards were so easy and they went together. And here I'm actually showing you how I did the decorated one of the insides, just so you can see. I'm a real big advocate. Again, I was watching somebody and they really did the inside stamps, and so I really like that. So now we're just going to take these strips and they just adhere right in the center of the mats. So yeah, so you can see it there. And again, these are a couple of very simple ways that you can do things. This one I'm putting off to the side with kind of that horizontal bow. And again, I'm going to use just a simple little sentiment with dimensionals. Always kind of put things on with dimensionals. I love my dimensionals. And I just kind of lined it up so that the points were in line with the edge of the strip there. And I'm using those opal rounds. I just really like the opal rounds. They're really cute. I think I actually have this going in double time for some reason. I'm not sure why, but we're getting through this very quickly and sometimes faster than I can talk. So just hopefully you're okay with this. But again, you can just see kind of how I'm layering things and putting on the different sentiments. And again, you can see that sentiment was printed out, was I stamped and then die cut it with one of the dies from this bundle. And I just really love this bundle. And here again, I'm using the glue for the spider web. This is just a really cute bundle for Halloween, and the detail on those webs is really, really pretty. So this one, you can see that instead of the ribbon, I used the opal rounds. I just had used the ribbon a lot and decided to do something a little bit different. So this one, you can see I'm actually mounting right in the middle. And again, I'm going to use a hat with that which way to candy instead of the larger die sentiment with the spiders. I thought I'd use something a little bit different. And once I die cut that little hat out in the black ribbon, I just really liked it. So decided to do that. So this one, again, I put a bow, and I use usually mini glue dots when I do my bows, and gonna add a few little stars there. So here are the cards. Very, very simple, and I hope you enjoyed the video.